Good news! I found my notes. So that's a plus. The name of the expedition, which uh isn't on here. Great. I think I called it the Happy Smiles or the Sunny Day Expedition Company. Yeah, Sunny Day Expedition
You
Company. That's what
just
I
you
called it.
just know it's going to be a gore fest, don't you? They're just going to murder all of us
It's like the
with
Happy
a name like that.
Trails. Has anyone ever played Fallout New Vegas?
Uh, I played it, but not that much.
So you wouldn't know about the Happy Trails Expedition or the Happy Trails Company
No, I
trading
didn't
company.
hear that.
Sounds really familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I've heard it being said, but
this has been ever so slightly inspired by that. The beginning, and that's about it. So, anyway, we left off with you guys going to sleep for the evening. You wake up close to like dawnish, 6 a.m. You get your car back from the guy, the mechanic, and it's in a better condition though, still pretty beat up and
it's not
banged
exactly
up.
hard to make it in a better condition, is it? Had like
Yeah,
a snapped axle and everything.
yeah. And you pile up all the extra food and gas in the back of your car, and you drive out to basically where everyone else is getting ready to go. And it's basically a long caravan with in the front is the Falconoid with Bluecat in tow, and he's kind of riding in this enclosed carriage. Like it's actually a carriage that's enclosed.
Is it horse
Kind of
drawn?
what?
Is it horse drawn?
It's ant drawn by a
Yeah, that's
single gigantic mutated ant. And the carriage itself looks like it's made out of amber with tinted windows, so nobody really can see inside. But it that leads the caravan, and then everyone else is following in their own vehicles. And he leads you on for a better portion of 3 or 4 hours until you get to the rock wall, and then they go parallel with the rock wall until uh, they find the small little like crevice, and it's hidden away, and it's just barely big enough for your pickup to go through it. And so the caravan uh, becomes like single file as everyone's trying to get through it very slowly. And as you're going through it, it gets a little intense because it basically looks like it's a crack right up the rock wall, and you can look up as you're driving, and you get this feeling like, if this thing shifted, this wall portion of the wall would come smashing down and crush us or block off the exit. So you're kind of nervous as you're driving through, and this goes on for about an hour or two as you're driving, and you're just driving. All you can see
Right.
is the carriage or the car or whatever's in front of you, and you
Ant.
look up, it just or an ant maybe, depending on what's in front of you,
What
and that goes
cleans up
on for
behind
about
the ant? Like, does it act like a horse?
yeah, it's basically acts like a horse or an ox.
So, like, is there someone who has to like follow it and clean up after it?
No, because you're in the wilderness, no one cares. If anything happens, they just leave it.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure when traveling from the west coast to the east coast for the gold rush in America, they didn't clean up after their horses.
you never know.
Why would they spend the time and effort to do that?
I mean, maybe they're civilized.
Anyway,
Moving on.
exactly, it goes on for about 2 or 3 hours, and eventually you see light of the other side, and you see the rest of the caravans kind of pulled around to a circle as they wait for everyone else to get out. Kind of, circling up the wagons, sort of situation. And you drive out, get into your position where you've been ordered to go to. You kind of like look around while you're waiting for basically this line of cars just kind of spill out of the crevice. You kind of look out and around, and you just see this very nice expanse of land. And to your surprise, under your feet is not dirt and cracked ground. It's very, very dried grass. It's mostly dead, but a lot of it's just very, very dry. and you have these rolling hills of dried and dead grass that just kind of go on and on and on. And about an hour later, the rest of the cars get through, and the caravan reforms. The Falconoid in the lead, and you guys drive on in this expanse of just rolling hills and plains of dried dead grass. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And in the distance, on your left, you're basically driving into the sun as it's slowly starting to descend in front of you. And in the distance to the left, you kind of see this what you think is an airport, actually. From what you know of airports, you think you see one in the distance. Though the caravan looks like it's starting to kind of like skirt around it, and it doesn't look like they're going directly toward it. But then something happens.
Oh god, here we go.
First of all, you hear this noise. And then you see this shadow. You see this shadow on the ground, not under you, but you see it under some of the other caravans and other caravans, other cars or carts. And then the explosion happens. Something comes out of the sky and smashes into the car in front of you and explodes. And your car goes from being flat on the ground to its front lifting up, flying backwards, and just go tumbling backwards. So, like, it's flat on its tires. Front gets lifted up, and it just starts going backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And through this, you're very disoriented, obviously, because you're going backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards, and everything's flying around. But you just hear this explosion after explosion after explosion after explosion as your car is tossed around. Everyone give me... And obviously, Bluecat, you see this as well. Everyone give me... There's no real endurance check, so let's give me an athletics check. There's no real endurance here.
Okay.
Athletics?
Right. Yeah, since that's what I'm going to use in place of endurance, because endurance isn't here.
Yeah.
And Perry. Ooh, a crit. Nice. So, your car finally comes to a stop. It's upside down, as normal. Perry, you've been flung out of the back of the pickup, and you're on the ground. And as the two of you kind of pull yourself out of your car or get back to the car, you look around, and you see the caravan is just a wreck. Most of the cars and carts have been hit by explosives. Several of them have just been hit by, like, the blast, like your car was. But a lot of them don't seem to be like they look like they survived. There are a lot of holes in the ground. Cars are on fire. Carts are on fire. Several of the people are just driven away in a panicked escape. People are just like, there's fire everywhere. Cars are on fire, as I said before.
Is the hawk still alive?
You look over toward where his carriage was, and you see the ant's dead. First of all, its lower body is still attached to the cart, but its upper body is about 100 yards away. The cart itself is smashed in two, and currently the bottom portion, which would carry the people, is upside down and wedged into the dirt and grass.
This makes me sad.
Bluecat, you're inside of this cart, by the way.
This also
and-
makes me sad.
Yeah, as you come to, you realize the hawk guy is dead. His neck.
Oh, that was quick.
His neck is like a completely different direction. In his arms, he's cradling this black box, and you recognize this black box. It's something that he carries with him everywhere. He always makes sure he knows where this is on all times. And he's very protective of it. What do you guys do?
Take the box.
Okay, you now have one black box in your possession.
We open the
I
box.
I go over to see, like, if the Hawkman's still alive, because obviously I wouldn't know. I'm going to try and drive over, and then
Oh, you flip your car over first.
okay, flip the car over because
Mhm.
we need the car,
Definitely.
and then drive next to it and see if I can get
You could
see
probably
who's in there.
you
Like,
could probably like rip the door off because there's only like half a door left.
yeah, well, yeah, I'll do that. I'll just rip the door off and
All right, so there's enough space to like crawl out at this point. And you peer in and you can see the Hawkman is pretty much dead, and Bluecat has the android has this little box in his hands.
Can we do a check on the box?
To open it,
Like, just to examine it.
sure, perception.
I'm gonna say to Bluecat, I'm gonna be like, "Are you all right? You're not dead, are you?" But I can clearly see that Hawk is dead because yeah.
Yeah, he's very clearly dead.
Okay.
Oh,
But
Bluecat,
yeah,
was that your check? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I missed your 14. So the box in general is a black box. There doesn't appear to be any hinges on it at all, and to a regular observer, you wouldn't even know that's a box, because there's no hinges. It seems to be one solid piece. But from your time with him, you know that if you press at a certain point in the box, like the lower left hand corner, it'll actually open up.
I'm gonna look at Craig
Was,
and I'm gonna say to Craig, I know our little chat yesterday about what we were talking about.
all the artifacts are all ours now, aren't they? So.
Well, I'm just gonna say, I didn't have anything to do with this. I know we
Oh,
had a
yeah.
little chat about this.
Oh yeah,
yesterday,
I know.
But I didn't plan this. I promise.
It's just life imitating art, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really? I mean,
It's just
I point at Bluecat and then I point to the car and go, "Get in." Like, come on. And I get in the car and I assume Peru will follow me.
again, yeah.
Bluecat, what do you do?
I follow.
All right. So you guys get in the car, and now what?
Can we carry on driving forwards or?
Sure, make a perception check for me, will you?
Is that all of us or just?
All of them.
All right.
All of
let me
that.
check. Plus. Oh God, really? Okay. $13.
All right.
Cool.
Anyone else?
Hmm?
You want to make a perception check?
About what?
Just
We're all just
perceptifying
making
in
one.
general.
Yeah, sure.
I was having everyone make one, so you might as well do that too.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a plus. It's supposed to be a +2, so subtract 2 from that.
Oh, did I crit?
All right. Well, still, that's a crit. So you guys are driving away, and Bluecat, you sense other minds since you're telekinetic, and as you turn back to the crash, you see a bunch of, like, almost what seems to be a cloud of kind of sweeping over like a low cloud sweeping over the wreckage of the expedition. But you realize that's no cloud. That is a bunch of different people and creatures on horses and ants and all sorts of creatures. They're just kind of like riding in to the expedition wreckage. They're cutting people down as they try to run away and just looting the place as you guys are leaving.
Charge!
I put the pedal to the floor. Run away!
Through
Run
the floor.
Through the floor, yeah.
All right. So where are you guys? You guys are just driving forward.
To the max.
Well, I'd assume there's a set path that we're driving on, correct?
No, there was no
Oh.
path, but the hawk. You were following the hawk man, who seemed to know where he was going.
Uh, could I like? Cause I'm driving. Could I put? Oh no, it wouldn't make. It wouldn't work, would it? Bringing out the magic metal detector.
Yeah, what do you mean it wouldn't work?
I mean, it wouldn't really show us a path. It would just show us the direction we need to head in.
Yeah, I know,
So-
but I mean, if you drove forwards, I could use it and it would make its noise. And you could turn a little bit and it would make its noise.
Ah, true, true. Yeah, let's do that then.
Okay. So you point your magical MacGuffin around, and as you do, like you're doing like a 360 degrees sort of thing.
Basically, yeah.
So I'm
Well-
just swinging it round.
Yeah, to see where you get. You actually have 3 separate, distinct beeps. You have a very, I believe before I've said if it's like a light color and high pitch,
Yeah.
that the higher the pitch and the lighter the color, the more powerful the artifacts.
Uh-huh.
As you're driving straight to probably what it is 11 o'clock, you have a kind of a light blue and a kind of a hee. And you have that sort of like a light blue and a very high pitched voice at 11 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock, and at about 7 o'clock as well.
Now, what on the clock are the people coming from?
They are coming from 3 o'clock.
So we probably want to head in the opposite direction.
As I say, we want to head like 7, don't we?
7 would actually take you back toward the rock wall.
Oh, okay, 9.
Because imagine imagine you were driving at 12 o'clock. All right.
Yeah, okay.
So
Okay,
there is
so-
something. There is something. Your magical MacGuffin reacts at 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 7 o'clock.
Let's go 9 o'clock if they're coming from 3 o'clock.
Yeah, because we can turn to because that's what's veering off to the left, then, isn't it?
So you guys veer off to the left and drive for a little bit, and now the airport is on your right. And as you're driving, you actually get a better look at the airport, and it looks pretty stripped down. You don't think there's pretty much anything there, but you do recognize that at one point there was an airport there, and there doesn't seem to be any planes, anything really, much of anything. It kind of looked like it used to be a military airport as opposed to like a commercial one. And as you're driving left, and we'll say you're driving over the course of like an hour or two, you see just basically a mountain range and a river. That the river actually, as you were getting a closer look at the airport, runs along next to the airport, and then basically hits this mountain range and then goes around it. And this river is not like crystal blue water. It is like acidic. It's green. There's smoke rising up from it. There's like gunk floating in it. That sort of stuff.
Take a sip.
You take a sip?
I'm a robot.
Okay.
I can analyze it with my robot-y powers.
Yeah, so you analyze it. You kind of like pour a little bit in. You got little lights go off. Beep, 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 beep. And you basically go, yep, that's not safe for drinking. And I wouldn't. You actually make a Constitution check for me, will you? You add your level plus your con modifier, and then you just roll.
I get it.
I was thinking, so cool that he can analyze it. And now, because he's done that, he's going to take an effect. So I'm so glad that I didn't do it.
Okay, how do you say to get the roll thing?
So your
Level
level plus con modifier plus a d20 roll.
Where's my con modifier? Oh, there it is. +1, so
So it'd be a plus 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it starts to burn at your internal analytical mechanisms, and you quickly eject it from your robotical body. But you realize that
why
whatever
didn't
this
I
is,
eject it anyways?
well, because you were still analyzing it.
Oh.
So like you were analyzing it, and then you realize, oh, this is also kind of acidic, because it's burning through my internal body component. Let me get that out of my body right now. It's like, oh, I took a sip of something. Oh my word, it's really hot. Spit out. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But you definitely realize that this would probably erode skin or metal at the touch.
Okay.
Craig,
So
don't
don't
drink
fall in.
this.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Don't
don't
drink it,
fall in then.
Tis would be a bad idea.
It just occurred to me. You know that black box? Would it
Mhm.
have any Would it have anything that help us know where we're going? just,
Just
Just-
a thought.
just as we kind of meandering, running away a bit. You know, just
Well, does
as
it?
a random black box.
How do we find out?
Roll per.
So I
Blue
don't
Cat knows
have
how to open it.
I've been saying to open it.
Oh, I haven't been hearing that. I'm sorry. You want to open it?
I know, but like it's been going to other things. People have been saying other stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to open it?
Yes, I would.
All right. So as you're sitting in the front seat with Craig, you press the specific portion of the box, and it pops open, and inside of it is a very worn, crinkled up, very like dated, it's very yellowed piece of paper. And as you kind of unfold it, you realize it's a map.
Cool.
And the map, the prominent features of the map is there is you can see the rock wall where you guys started, and you see a line that's been drawn, and it goes basically a straight 12 o'clock line that swings around the airport, goes across the acidic river, and goes to a dot that says E Research Lab. And you see little arrows to denote movement across the line. You also know that the airport is labeled Stripped Airport, and it is all labeled on the map. Further up the river, toward kind of the more worn and frayed edges of the map, there is a tiny dot that's just labeled Purity. The direction you guys were going toward at 9 o'clock, there is a dot past this mountain range that you're heading toward, and the dot is labeled Zeta Missile Defense.
Okay.
If you follow the river actually arcs around Zeta Missile Defense and comes south toward the rock wall. And there is another dot down there that says Fort Hope, but there's an asterisk next to it with a note that says Avoid.
We should go there.
It's called Fort Hope.
On the other side of the map, there is a rock range, like a mountain range, and next to that mountain range is something called a Raider Camp. And in the upper right-hand corner of the map, there's just this bunch of X's that are red, and a note that says Death Zone Radioactive.
I'm good.
You're actually... No, you're not.
No?
You're not
Oh,
radioactive.
because I'm not radioactive anymore. Shit.
You're just an android.
You're Yeti. You're an Android Yeti.
If it
Well,
was
we
cold,
can make
I'd be
him
fine.
radioactive.
By pushing him in there.
Shit. Oh yeah. I guess it's kind of good that we're heading to the missile base, because then if we manage to get there and deactivate like any of the missile stuff, we won't be fired at anymore.
That's a good point.
Well, you haven't been fired at yet, and you've been driving for a good 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I assume
They just bombed
Well,
us.
you can't trust the government.
Who said it was
Didn't
the
we
government?
Didn't we just get bombed?
You did.
So wasn't
But
that most
You
likely
haven't
from-
been bombed yet.
It's a conspiracy.
They're probably reloading.
that's probably what it is.
All right.
Or we haven't been seen getting away.
Now I have this map actually drawn out here, so during the next session break, I will scan this and then I will send it to everybody.
Okay.
And you are not allowed
Does
to
it
laugh
have
at my crappy
covers?
drawing.
Is it colorful?
It is blue, red, and white.
I approve.
I was bored in accounting class.
So is there a? I do a perception check on the inside of the box.
Roll it. Or was that your 18?
No,
Or that was your con? Forgot.
You should have said yes.
riddle me this, Batman.
You don't find anything.
Batman.
So what do you guys do now?
Head to the missile base.
Yeah, I
Alright,
think we should head to
So you
Southwest.
continue to drive toward the missile base, and you are greeted by this rocky mountain range that just kind of stretches up into the sky.
Are
And
we
there
in
doesn't
America?
seem to be I don't know where you are. It's a good question. Where are you?
There's a Rocky Mountain range.
Yep. And it stretches up into the sky, and you don't really see an obvious route that you can take that would get your car up there.
How high is it?
High. In the sky.
Yeah, roughly.
What?
Roughly.
Roughly what? Are you asking me what roughly how
how
high
high?
it is?
Yeah.
I'm not good with like mountain range heights, but it definitely looks high enough that you would have to have like a climbing equipment to get across.
I'll go.
Unless
I can get up there.
unless one of your party members was telekinetic.
Isn't that like, that's not like
Levitate.
Just move the mountain.
I'm going to move you guys to the top.
Oh, that
Telekinetic.
seems more reasonable than moving the mountain.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna move the mountain. I was gonna move. Just have our car flying.
oh
Have
wow.
you seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Wow, that's nice. Imagine if you're a telekinetic Yeti, you have a +3 bonus to AC. That's so nice. Sorry,
Your own clan.
I was just looking at telekinetic powers and I'm like, ooh, this is nice. I can get used to this.
Yeah, but isn't telekinesis the thinking one and not the moving one?
Telekinesis
I don't-
is moving.
I don't actually know. I thought it was the thinking one.
It's telepathy is the.
Oh, I
thinking.
might have messed up then. One of my whole little.
Yeah, I didn't want to like.
No,
point it
you
out,
should have
but-
said something because I would have like kicked myself and changed it. All I would have done is changed it to like he has some sort of internal robotic-y thing that does it then. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
I'm a little mad now that at myself for not realizing that. Where were we?
You fly us to the top, Bluecat.
With my thinking powers?
If your thinking powers.
I'm gonna have to say I don't think you can do that.
What?
I don't think he's that strong enough to like fly 3 people in the air across a mountain.
He's not flying 3 people. He's just flying a car.
He's lifting a car. All he's doing is lifting a car. It's carrying on its regular momentum, but it's
It's
still,
like saying,
it's just
"Oh,
kind of
don't
being
worry, you're
lifted
not
at the same
lifting 3
time."
people. You're lifting one guy carrying 2 people."
It's
different.
like it's like that. It's like it's like the scene in like Free
It's just-
Willy. It's
yes,
like he's just pushing the car. Like
He's just focusing on one. He's just focusing on less objects. Because if he was carrying,
But
the
the
3
but the
people,
weight
then
is
it's 3 different
increased.
things.
The weight is increased.
I'm sure.
Can I like
Bluecat
do it
can
one at a
have
time?
I mean, we're driving towards the mountain. Bluecat can give it a
Turbo.
little test to see if
Can I build a
Do it.
ramp?
can you build a ramp.
I think you guys are underestimating how tall this mountain is.
10,000-foot ramp.
He uses telekinetic powers just to pull stone out of the ground, forming a ramp.
No, I just lift the ramp as we're on it, like so we go higher.
It was just an idea. I mean, come on.
I mean,
I just didn't want to leave the car behind. To be honest, it's got all my food. I'm the only one here who has to
our
eat.
stuff. If we get followed, then it can easily just get nicked by those bandits.
It's alright because we're going to a missile base and they're very clearly marked on our map as raiders.
We can equip a missile system to the car.
Would the telekinesis be able to stop the car?
Probably.
As in, like, just straight away from like 100 mile an hour just to 0.
It would probably not like from 100 to 0 in a second. It might be like 100 to 0 in 5 seconds. Or
Yeah,
10
but surely,
seconds.
surely brakes could do that.
Yes.
No, do you know how long it takes you to brake from like 100 to whatever?
Like,
Depends on your car.
Yeah, it depends on the car and the person's reaction speed too.
I was gonna say we could just full throttle it at the mountain, and then maybe like a slot will open up in it, and like we can just go inside.
It
Oh,
just knows
yeah.
where-
Wait, why do we have to do that fast then? Can we just like
Because
drive
like
up to it?
it's in any film you see them driving really fast.
But like
to be honest, I thought we were still being chased. To be honest.
No, they were they're
They're gone,
occupied
oh.
with the caravan. They're looting it.
is there a waterfall anywhere on this mountain?
No.
Damn it. It's always a secret base in the waterfall.
Yeah, I mean,
We're gonna go.
Okay, I go with Harry's idea of drive really fast at the mountain.
and then when we get like 100 meters and nothing's opened, then obviously we'll put the brakes on and Bluecat can use his telekinetic powers just to stop us as well.
Sounds like a plan.
So that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Where's the most flat-looking, like, front flat-looking bit of the mountain? Does any part of it look like this? I roll a perception check to see if any of it looks like distinctly flat or unnatural.
Alright, roll it.
Everyone roll it.
Yeah, I'll roll that as well.
Perception. Plus one.
Bluecat didn't need our help.
You know.
What I get?
Or I'll anyway.
You have a -1 to perception, Perry?
4.
He has a lazy eye.
I need to get the circuitry fixed. It's because
Craig didn't build you very well.
Nah.
I need to get the circuitry.
He put all his
made.
effort into the button.
And my new laser gun. Well, it's not a gun. It's more like a laser army thing.
Army?
Laser arm.
Yeah, it's like it comes out of my arm. It's like pew.
And it's an
I don't
army.
think you know the word for what that word really means.
I can shoot lasers, okay?
Out of your army.
Buzz Lightyear.
Out of my arm, yeah.
So anyway, as you're driving up real fast, Bluecat, you actually notice, there's a piece of wall here that's extremely flat, and the ground leading up to it is surprisingly flat as well.
Seems legit. Let's flipping bomb it at this and use my idea that if nothing opens, then
Wait, first we walk up to it and see if it opens.
no, because if we
Fine, drive.
yeah,
Keep driving.
You're driving. How close are you gonna get again?
about 175
So,
footish.
how fast are we gonna drive? We can math it out.
Okay, let's.
Oh god.
I can't be asked to do the real math, so I'm just going to do a science roll.
Okay.
Because physics.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, just science roll to see what our most optimal speed to braking places.
Science. So what a science roll would normally be?
Hang on, I have a good science roll.
So intelligence, I got a plus
Wait.
3.
I think I used the wrong one.
7.
Oh yeah, that's the right one.
I have a plus 10 to.
Plus
I have a plus 11.
You guys are never rolling any good, like, interaction, guys. It's always like, we're super smart, but when we talk to people, we're like, we give off the vibe that we're going to absolutely destroy them.
Well, you know, I mean, we're science guys. We're not sociable.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill.
Bill.
Bill Nye the
Science
Bill.
rules.
Science.
Alright, so you judge the best trajectory of stopping and where to stop. You drive forward really fast, you're gunning it, you hit the brakes, you slam on the brakes, and you kind of like just skid up into front of the rock face, and nothing happens.
Oh, we were doing this live?
That's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we
go
were
ahead.
calculating it. Oh god.
No,
Well, I figured you were going
as
to
we were
calculate it and
driving.
then dive right in. I thought that was the
Yeah.
point.
We're calculating
okay,
it as we're
okay.
driving.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. Okay, I'm going to get out of the car.
You're out of the car.
Wait. Before I get out of the car, I'm just going to check the floor, make sure there's no acid.
You're gonna get out of the car. You're out of the car.
You're out of the car, there's no acid.
Okay. So I'm going to go up to the smooth face of the mountain.
Okay.
I'm going to sort of like put my ear up to it.
Your
and
robotic
sort of
ear.
knock it. And I'm going to knock it.
With your robotic hand.
Who's there?
Is it like a hollowy sound or?
Give me a perception check.
You know I have a shit perception. Ah.
Did I perception
17.
for him?
Alright, you go, and you actually hear kind of an echo of, but it's a
Sick.
very,
Guys.
very faint echo.
Guys, we can get through here.
We drive at it again.
Well, no. No. Like, because this is obviously still intact, then clearly there's got to be some sort of open mechanism for this. So I don't know.
On the door.
No, Consuela's not going to open it. She's not going to be like, no, Mr. Superman, not here. It's going to check for some sort of lever or something.
Perception check for a lever that's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yep, roll for it.
7.
Nope, you don't find
Guys.
anything.
I go, guys, can you see any sort of opening mechanism for this?
Anyone else want to make a perception check?
I know what I was hinting at. Just do it, please.
Mine. Oh, wait, no. I had a 14, so that wasn't better than Paris. No,
Yes,
wait,
it was.
what's
Perry had a 7.
perception check?
It's a lot better than a 7. Alright, so you look around, you actually do find a rock that looks a little suspicious, and this is a rock against the rock face, and you poke it a little bit, and you actually find a little panel you can flip up, and there's a little computer screen, and what appears to be like a input keyboard where you can input letters.
Okay, I scan it and look. Do I have infrared scanners?
We'll say no,
Oh.
because that's a mutation.
But I'm a robot, aren't my eyeballs?
Yeah, but that's also a
gonna be, like-
mutation. Perry got infrared
I had
vision in
that.
the very, very beginning.
Does Craig have it for me?
What?
No.
That was a
Can I
mutation.
see if can I do like a perception check to see if I can identify where like the letters have been pressed, like in CSI?
Sure. You haven't even turned the console on yet, but sure.
Oh. I should turn it on first, because I'm... Yeah. Okay, I turned it on.
So you turn it on, and some green lettering appears at the very top, and it's a simple sentence that just says, "What does the wise man know?"
Nothing.
Do you write that in?
Yes.
So you type in nothing, and you hit the enter key, and you hear this grinding noise as the wall slowly lifts up.
Wow.
I'm
How'd you
impressed
know
you
that?
actually knew that like right away. You're like, nothing.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Wise man knows nothing.
It's so cliche, it had to be right.
Yeah. It's one I've heard before.
I haven't.
You haven't, Barry.
I
What
would
does the
need-
wise man know? Nothing, because, you know, everyone's
A wise
fine.
man.
I was gonna answer everything.
Well, we know
Well,
Perry's
aren't
not a
you
wise
special?
man.
Because he's bloody wise. It's like rule 1.
No, he
For
know
one.
the
A
wise,
wise
man,
man knows that he doesn't.
know everything. Exactly. He knows that he doesn't know everything.
He knows that he knows nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, but that's not being
Well,
wise.
wisdom,
No.
and intelligence are two different things.
Exactly. And
You
people,
can be intelligent but not very wise, or you could be really wise and just not very intelligent.
and I've had people have this. That's the hardest the concept people have to struggle with when they play D&D. They're like, how do I have a really low wisdom but a really high intellect? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, because it's
Was
different
this
things.
question
So-
basically introduction to D&D?
No, I'm just. It made me think of that
So-
when Craig mentioned it.
So it's like wisdom, then obviously like your choices that you make.
Yeah, you
Whereas
can be really
intelligence
smart
is
but make
more
unwise
your knowledge,
choices.
the stuff you know.
Yeah, like knowledge. You could have like a professor who's really smart but scatterbrained or makes unwise decisions. It doesn't mean he's not smart and he knows a lot of stuff. It just means how he implements it in is not a very wise way to do things.
So like you might have a guy who knows like everything about dragons and knows that they're dangerous,
Mhm.
but still wants to fly
Poke
the
it first.
dragon and poke it and shit.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
probably be unwise.
So yeah.
Okay.
I've actually
we
learned
walk
something
inside.
today.
D&D teaching you basic concepts about life.
Uh,
The
so
more
we
you
get back in the
know,
car, drive inside.
and knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Oh,
Yes.
we take the screen and put it into the... Oh, wait. Yeah,
It's-
we put it in the car.
It's a part of the rock face.
We cut the rock out.
No, 'cause it'll break it. Just leave it. Otherwise, we'll be trapped inside forever.
Oh, fine.
So you guys drive in, and as you're driving in, the rock face seems to kind of close behind you, and you're not actually driving on like a paved ground. It's pretty worn and cracked from years and years of not being used, but it's obviously a paved road, and it leads you under like a tunnel in the mountain for a good 30 minutes before it opens up into like this little clearing area, where you just see rows and rows and rows of these kind of like very large structures that have like these missiles on them. Imagine like a pole, very, very big pole that has just little attachments that attach to the pole that rotate and turn on the pole that shoot missiles out. And they're just rows and rows and rows of this little like clearing is filled with them, and the road is taking you toward a somewhat small building actually.
Does any of this stuff sort of seem to be appeared to be like turned on?
Some of them seem to be rotating and moving, and aiming somewhere, but they aren't firing.
Okay, guys, there's definitely someone here.
Hello?
No! I put my hand over his mouth.
There's no response.
Yeah, it's because obviously they're not going to give away their position, are they? You...
See, Perry, that was an unwise
They
action.
know how to tactical.
See,
They
Perry,
know what they're doing.
there's a practical application of wise and unwise.
Craig,
That was
you
unwise.
fool.
You fool.
Do you guys continue to drive
Doom
toward...
doll.
There's like a parking lot you guys can go and
You've
park in.
ruined the surprise attack.
Oh, we're gonna surprise attack him. Sorry.
There's
I was trying
What
to be
else
his
do you
friend.
do?
There's a parking lot you guys can park in if you want to enter the building.
Is
Well,
there
you
one
know-
reserved for special guests?
There's a handicap spot.
For special
Yep.
guests.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that killed it, didn't it? Let's take a minute to just soak that in.
Yeah, people in wheelchairs.
Wow.
What did you
What
guys
did you
think
say?
I meant?
I thought you
You
meant
said, it's
special
like,
people.
is there a place for special guests? There's a handicapped spot.
Oh! Oh, I get what you guys
Just,
thought I meant now. Oh! It's not what I meant at all. You guys suck.
We
I
we
park
locked the car and leave it
I
outside.
park the car up and I look for the ticket machine. Is there a ticket machine?
No,
You
there's
have to pay
no
this flat.
ticket machine.
Oh,
The rate.
Can I see anyone?
Nope.
Can I hear any machines turning and shit?
Besides the missile systems, no.
Is there like any rooms that look like a command center?
I don't know. You're not in the building yet
Why?
because you haven't told me you're walking in the building
Why?
yet.
Where are we?
You're in a car in a
In the
parking
parking
lot.
lot.
That's outside the building you want to be in.
Okay, I before I get out of the car, I check.
but
the
it's
floor.
inside a mountain.
Is there any acid on the floor?
Any what on the floor?
Acid.
Acid.
No, there's no acid on the floor.
Okay,
You
I
just-
step out of the car.
Okay, you
We're a
step.
bit,
You get
we're a
out of
bit
the
worried
car.
about
Okay,
acid.
you're out of the car.
I was just worried because
we know what happened to Woodley
earlier.
with acid.
Yeah,
So
I don't
just
want to get burned. I look around the car park. Are there any other cars?
There is one actually, but it looks like it hasn't moved in centuries. The paint's all peeled off of it, and it doesn't look like it's moved ever. There aren't any tires. I mean, the tires are there, but they're flat.
Does it look more expensive than ours?
Oh yeah, it looks really expensive.
We take it.
Tires.
well,
I just like use my
Not yet.
and put
We
it in my
can
back pocket.
leave it currently.
well, we want to check before we use it. We want to check that it can start up and that.
No, because it'll make a really loud noise, and we'll do it
Yeah, it
when we
might be
leave.
booby trapped.
We'll do it when we leave.
I love you're like
Fine.
really loud noise, and you've already gone hello. Anyone home?
We just don't want to make it any more obvious that there's three guys here going.
Who don't know
There's
us.
three guys here. We're gonna try turning this car on. Okay.
Just in
Does
case you're
anyone here know
evil
how
and we
to
need to
drive
get
a
away
man?
from you.
Does anyone here know how to drive a manual?
Yeah, that is manual actually.
Yeah.
I can drive manual.
Like it's stick.
Stick.
You only drive manuals here, really.
Really?
Manual and
Yeah. I mean, there are automatics, but it's pretty much standard that most cars here are.
Manual.
Well, you
Manual?
guys also know like the proper way to drive them.
What do you mean with the clutch?
No, like people in America just hold the clutch at red lights instead of putting it into neutral.
Well, yeah. The problem we're going into neutral though is sometimes you can roll backwards. Anyway,
why you
getting
hold
off
the
topic. Getting off topic.
No, I like
yeah.
this discussion about cars. I know nothing about cars. Keep going. Don't actually.
I'm taking my driving lessons currently.
I had something I need to do this semester.
I
This
took mine.
semester.
They were
Oh,
easy.
Summer.
I've got my beautiful pink license because
Pink. Really?
I don't know what color licenses they are in whatever states you are from.
I
but
don't even
here
know
in,
yet either.
Here in Blighty, if you've passed, you get a lovely pink license.
Is that like breast cancer awareness?
No, it's just your driving license.
Oh, that's so cool. Mine's just like it looks like a faded white, like one of those yellows.
It's like the color of my walls.
Pink.
Pissing on your walls.
Pink.
How did you get that out of my walls are slightly yellow?
Pink.
Right. Anyway, what are you guys doing?
I am going. Where's the exit for this car park? That's
All
not as in
around
not out of the actual mountain, but as in further into the mountain.
What do you mean?
Like, because obviously there's not going to be a car park just to walk back outside of the mountain. So
The parking lot is right next to the building.
what building?
The building I described.
The
The small building that was next to the parking lot that I said was next to a parking lot.
Let's
Go
go.
in the building.
Okay, so you guys
Hello.
you guys go into the building. You have to like open up the. There appears to be like sliding doors that you have to like actually open up because they don't work anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do they feel stiff?
Yeah, they feel like they haven't been opened in ages. And as you open them, like dust just kind of pours off of them, and dust kind of flows out. And as you kind of walk in, it looks pretty neat. I mean, it looks abandoned but neat. It looks like no one's been here in years. Dust is everywhere, and as you kind of go deeper into this little tiny room, you basically find a room full of computers and what appears to be a table with a holographic map of the area, which is pretty fancy because as you actually enter the room, the table lights up and a map of the area, just kind of like a three-dimensional map of the area, kind of forms on it. And
I pressed on where we were with the cars.
And nothing happens.
Damn it! I was hoping that it would send missiles.
We say
Track
nothing.
cars. Oh.
No, not to where our cars are. To where we were when we got bombed.
But you actually
We
do
say
see
the
the
word
map
nothing.
accurately represents the wreckage that's there.
Oh, so it's satellite based.
Yeah.
Is there any place to input the word nothing?
No.
Do we know how these computers work? Could we?
Make a science check.
Okay, let me.
Oh.
have a look.
I'm gonna-
Science it
this.
up, people!
I
science
also
is
made
out of
22.
its- Oh, look at this! Look at this! It's got a 4.
16. It's alright.
Right, so Perry
rolled a
pokes around the
4 and
computers for a minute and then realizes that these computers are set up to operate automatically. They have like a specific subroutine that causes a launch of missiles, and for whatever reason, your caravan became the target of the missile attack because of whatever subroutine they have.
Can I figure out this subroutine?
Yeah, make another science check.
16.
Anyone else want to make a science check?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
Now that you guys know what you're looking for, you can make another science check. With Bluecat's plus 11. 27, that's pretty good.
Just press the up arrow, Bluecat.
Whoa. You know, you can do the same thing if you want to edit your most recent message in Skype.
20. and 27. So Craig realizes that this thing actually targets large sources of like technology, but only certain like types of technology.
So could it target itself?
Well, it's in the subroutine. The base is exempt from its subroutine, but you actually, Craig, since your high roll was so high, you also noticed that it has logs of firing missiles at on your map Fort Hope. But after a certain date, it stopped firing missiles at Fort Hope, and it also seems to periodically send missiles to the E-Research Lab, like fire them at the E-Research Lab. And it seems to be like once a week it'll fire missiles at the E-Research Lab, but.
Okay, so the research lab has some form of protection against these missiles, assumedly, if it's still got all this technology and it's under fire every week.
So so presumably there was some precious cargo with us while we were on this.
Presumably,
no, why would they fire
you have to
missiles?
think. You have to think as well, because like I'm walking around with 6 bits of Omega Tech. There's that box. There's the magical detector device.
Yeah.
So you know,
Why
what I mean,
would
we
they
are
shoot
prime
missiles?
target.
well, it didn't shoot at
Some-
you as you guys were leaving. So what you did take in consideration is that you had a very large expedition crew. Probably a lot of them had at least 1 or 2 pieces of Megatech each.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just for a quick scouting purposes, I check on the map the location. You know the paper map we had. It said there was a bandit camp.
Yes. Oh, actually, thanks for
Can I-
reminding me of that. You also in the logs see that in the very, very long time ago, about the same
In a
time
galaxy
Fort.
far away.
Well, no, about the same time that Fort Hope was shot missiles at, the Raider camp missiles were shot toward the general direction of the Raider camp. And those missile attacks happened for a couple weeks until they just stopped for some reason.
Okay, so yeah, but can I still look at this holographic
Yes.
map and see what's going on at the Raider camp now,
It
just
doesn't.
to see if that's what.
It doesn't give you you can't see little individual people, but you definitely see that there is a very large camp, larger than the settlement you left, and you probably could estimate there's maybe somewhere between 100 and 1,000 people living there, but you're not really sure.
Okay,
Can I
so
take manual control of this
I was
computer?
You could try.
I was
I
going
was
to
just curious if it's a possibility.
I
What was
don't
I
know.
say?
You could try.
I was going to yeah. So I'm going to assume if there's like 1,000 people there that they're not bandits anymore, but they were at some point.
You saw a lot of people charging into the expedition crash site.
Okay.
Like,
Alright.
there could have
Can I,
easily been more than 100 people attacking the expedition.
Can I see what's happening at Fort Hope as well?
You
Okay.
definitely see there is still a fort there.
We can't
and
see
it's,
anything
well, you,
inside it.
it's actually as you look over to Fort Hope on the map, it's actually blurred. Like there's like static there. Whatever there is being disrupted like staticky wise. So it's like you look over where Fort Hope would be and it's all like static as if something was being blurred out. Imagine like you know how nudity is blurred out on TV?
I
Imagine it
was
like
gonna
that.
say-
Yeah, imagine it
I
like
was going
that.
to say like air bases are blurred out on Google Earth.
Yeah, something like that, but it's like very pixelated, blurred out. So you know there's something
Yeah.
there, but you're not really sure what.
It's just a single pixel.
Okay. And can I have a look at the research as well, the research base from above as well?
Yeah,
I just want to get a better view of where everything is. you know?
there's actually a single. All you see of the research page is there's a single tower-like structure that kind of just stretches up. It's like a cylinder, and that's it. That's all you really see, and it doesn't really stretch up that far either. It kind of goes up maybe like 3 stories, and that's it.
Can
So
I
you act-
see if
Google
I
Maps.
What?
carry on? Sorry.
We use Google Maps.
Okay.
Anything else you want to look at?
Can I see if I can take manual control of this computer?
Sure, give it a shot.
As well.
Was there anything
Wait,
else you
should
wanted
I
to
do it?
try, Craig?
Since I'm
Or look
pulling
at.
a higher science check.
So
Sure.
you can try if you want to.
I mean, we can all put together a collective.
Is that allowed?
We can group around this computer and all be like throwing out ideas of how we can manually work this.
If you can either make your own check or try to add to his check, but you're only gonna get one shot at this.
You only get one shot.
Whoa.
Is the
Bluecat, do you want
what
to
do
roll?
you think? Should I roll and you can try and add to it?
I couldn't imagine that we'd be able to manually control it, but we could trick
try.
its subroutines.
Yeah, I was just trying to
Yeah.
say, like,
Okay.
I wanted to make it so that if we came under threat, then we could use it to protect us, or say use it as some sort of way to get us out of a situation.
Okay. So should I roll?
Sure.
Now, how are you gonna do this though? Hold on. No. Are you? We'll put that aside for now. Are you going to everyone try to take control of it and figure out a way themselves, or you want one person to roll and everyone supports that roll and tries to add to it?
The second one.
So who's gonna be your supporting role, Bluecat or your main
Bluecat.
role?
Bluecat
That
is
was
the
the
main
main
role.
roll.
All right. So then everyone rolls to supplement that roll.
Or should is it? Fuck.
So
Just forget about me. You guys know that I'm chatting shit, so you don't take my ideas in consideration.
So you spend an hour or two looking around subroutines, trying to figure out things to figure out how to do this, and you finally sit down and you realize, okay, I can probably trick the computer into thinking there is a place I need to bomb, but there's the only way I'm going to do that is if I'm here and spend like an hour or two programming it in.
Bandit camp.
Is there any way that I could sort of hook this up to a part of me? As in, like,
No, I
so
know what you're
that
trying
when
to say.
I'm not here, I can
but-
still control.
I know what you're trying to say, but there's no. You look at this and you realize it was specifically built as an isolated system. There are no like connections to
Can
the
I
internet or any other
can I-
like ways to plug in anything external.
I've got TeamViewer on a USB, so
Well,
if
no,
I
there's
can
not even
plug
any
that in.
USB. Like you can see, this system was built to be entirely isolated
okay.
from everything.
I'm thinking
Probably
that
had a
we
few
could get
viruses.
it to attack the bandit camp, because I
Okay.
don't want to come across the bandits again. And if they're
No,
all
but the thing is that if we attack them and then they catch us coming out of here, they're gonna know that it was us, and they're not gonna be happy.
Also,
yeah,
did,
but be alive.
The biggest chance is they're not there right now. They're probably still looting.
I don't know, because it's been a couple of days, hasn't it?
no,
No,
it's
it's
been
like
it's
an
like
hour.
it's been roughly 6 or 7 hours at this point.
We'd assume that they'd have, because they were looting people when
Now,
we left.
I feel like I should mention this since you guys don't have the map in front of you, but there is something you didn't mention. There is Purity. There's a dot on the map called Purity that's past the river. That's on the same side of the river as the research lab, and it's at the northern portion of the map. And I feel like I should mention that because that's on the map as well.
All right. Well,
Can we have a look at that?
yeah, I was gonna say, can we have a look at that?
It looks like a small town, similar to the town you left. It's right up against the kind of like acidic water. There we go. There seems to be some sort of like almost like a water mill sort of structure that dips into the river, and there seems to be some sort of like dock they almost have, but it seems like a small little community.
Okay. Wow. I can't. I think it'd be so awesome if we could use this to be able to help us. If you know what I mean, as in like, so like obviously, if we get into a situation, I can look at my arm, be like, and I'd be like, bitches, I got a missile locked on you, and if you don't leave us alone, then you're screwed. And then they'd be like, ha, prove it. And then I'll like blow up one of the cars behind them, and I'd be like, oh.
Oh. Yeah. I just don't want to come across all of these bandits again, because just a pain in the ass. Although they did kind of help us in a roundabout way, I guess. They gave us freedom from the expedition.
Can we see where these bandits are?
You
On this map.
you see them on the map, not like each individual one, but you see the camp on the map.
Can Can we not see like the big group of the
No,
people?
the satellite doesn't give you that much of a
Clear picture.
yeah.
If we look at where we were with the cars when we got attacked,
Hmm.
can we see anything there?
You see the wreckage that you do see. Simply because it was registering targets. So it kind of had the satellite imagery was focused on that place in particular.
So is everything there that was there before, or
What do you mean?
have parts of vehicles been taken and?
It's not that detailed. It's just basically a smoking wreckage. It's not accurately representing what was there. It's simply like there was a wreckage there, so it's representing a wreckage.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. Because obviously we could use it to do something, but what? We can't just.
I mean, there's got to be a purpose for it, otherwise we wouldn't have just come here.
To shoot missiles.
Yeah, to shoot missiles.
Oh yeah,
I still think
I know it shoots missiles, but
shooting missiles at the bandit camp sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
I don't know. Bluecat?
I mean, what would we gain from shooting them at the camp?
The fact they won't be able to follow us.
I thought they weren't following us.
Are we sure that this is a bandit camp?
That is true. I mean, that's what it says on the map.
It's what it says on your map. It doesn't have a label on the three-dimensional map. Nothing has labels on the three-dimensional map. You're transporting the labels from your map to that.
Yeah, because our map could be wrong. Could actually be a proper camp now. Proper settlement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Would it be possible to, like, disable the subroutine so that it won't bomb us if we get loads and loads of tech?
Yeah, you definitely think that you have the power to do that, since you can trick it into thinking.
Could we trick it into not attacking us specifically?
No, it's either all or nothing.
Can we shoot it and then turn it off?
Shoot it and then turn it off.
No, like the missile.
Oh yeah, you could. You think you have the power to do that?
Wanna do that?
Yeah, but what are we shooting?
What are we shooting?
The camp.
It might not be a bandit but camp. That's what I'm just saying.
Because there's a lot of people there, isn't there? It's like.
I mean, fair enough. They attacked us, but it's like, if some people you don't know come into your lands, then you're going to be a bit protected over your lands.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I reckon we should just disable it and cut our losses and just be happy that there's a old rusted nice car out there for us.
Is there any way for us to identify where the missiles are stored?
I mean, you know that they're stored on the racks outside, and then when they need to be replenished, they come up from a facility underground that's completely cut off from the facility you're in.
Idea. I've got an idea.
What's up?
You know the magical MacGuffin?
Yeah.
Can I just kind of wave that in the air and see if there's any way?
Everything around you is just kind of like very light blue.
Okay. Okay, so something in here is
Everything in here, all the
everything.
There's a holographic map first of all, which is definitely Omega
that's
Tech. It may not be offensive
That's
Omega
true.
Tech, but that's definitely Omega Tech. And then all the computers that are a part of this, definitely Omega Tech.
Okay. So what I'm thinking now then is turn the missile defense system off and then salvage what we can Omega Tech wise.
I guess.
I mean, I know it's nice to have like a missile defense system at our disposal, but at the same time, if we don't have a target for it,
Yeah.
So you guys.
And if we shut it down and salvage it, then nobody can use it against us at any point if they find a way in.
I mean, if it was that obvious, though, people would be here and be using it.
True. But we never know when we're going to end up in a position where we might potentially lose the map.
Yeah.
If we've broke everything and they kind of go, ooh, missile base, crack the easily deciphered
Password.
password, the riddle.
Can we
I thought
change
it was clever. Okay.
Can we change the riddle? Can
we change the riddle so just like nobody can actually solve it?
So, can we change the riddle to something that only we know?
Give us a science check.
Hang on.
Oh,
Oh,
I just
come
rolled
on.
2 by mistake. Oh no.
Yeah, with Craig's roll, you definitely. Craig's been rolling good tonight.
Yeah.
You.
This is the part where we get to combat and then it's just 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
You definitely think you have the ability to change the coding on what the security password is.
Right. Let's make it something that only we know.
But the only thing is you don't.
Just don't even make a question. Just leave it blank.
Well, the thing is, the only problem is you don't know how to change the question. You just can change the answer.
Oh. Just
Oh.
change.
So what does a wise man know?
Don't make it a riddle. Just make it garbage that we'll write
I
down.
guess.
XP 312.
Over
my printer.
9,000.
It's my printer.
Yeah,
It's my
make-
printer code. It's the first string of letters I saw.
Please. I mean, the funny thing is, I like how this is OOC. Like, I love how none of us has really made a name for our character.
Oh, I have a name.
I do. I
I'm
just
the,
haven't introduced our names.
No, weren't you like The Rock?
There we go. Yeah, I was Dwayne Grimsby. That
yeah,
was my name.
that was your name. I remember that.
Yeah,
okay,
that's my name.
I
Yeah.
like how I haven't got a name.
You're the only one with that name.
Dude.
Well, you
I
died,
have a Bluecat name.
so you know.
Just used to call you Smokey. It's just-
and it's like, yeah.
yeah.
Password.
Password.
Password 123.
I think that's easily guessable. You know what I mean?
um,
What does a wise man know?
The answer.
curtains.
Yeah, but people might guess that.
Oh, I guess.
Because that's a feasible answer to that riddle.
I like.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I like that answer the best now. What does the wise man know? The answer.
The answer. Yeah, I like that. Too bad it's a good answer.
Oh,
The wise man knows.
How much a burger
It
costs.
doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. As I say,
It doesn't have to relate.
write-
Yeah,
We could write it down so
we
we
could
know.
just write chocolate milkshake.
I could go for a chocolate milkshake. Milkshake right now. Oh man,
Wise man knows chocolate milkshake.
it's one of those evenings.
Should be a random sequence.
0110011. Oh, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna put the password is gonna be what was nothing but in binary.
I don't even know what that is. What's nothing in binary?
I'll Google it.
Google it.
That's effort. You Google it.
I'll get it.
It's your
I'm
password. Why do I have to Google it
We
for
could have
you?
We could have
No,
the
that's
password
stupid.
as-
That's a stupid answer. What if a robot comes up and like already speaks in binary?
Gay. That's just stupid. That's too. You're thinking into it too much.
Make the answer chocolate milkshake.
That's the answer. You guys want to go chocolate milkshake?
Yeah, we'll just go with chocolate milkshake.
All right,
We'll
that's
go
the new. That's the new code. What does the wise man know? Chocolate milkshake.
Well, you don't have to say it so fast.
But it's more funny when I say it fast. Speed is humor.
Imagine if somebody actually cracked that code and they're like,
If someone cracked that,
I don't
Somebody's
get
gonna
it.
crack.
I don't know how someone would crack that.
With a science check?
What? Chocolate milkshake is what a wise man knows.
I didn't
Okay,
say it was
make
like
it chocolate
a wisdom
milkshake.
check. I said it was a science check.
Yeah, but why would science tell you a password?
Because you're hacking the
Okay.
console?
Longer numbers.
Sure,
16475 chocolate milkshake 223.
You want
I
to
can
do?
actually
You want to do
remember.
letters that look the same?
You guys just remind you guys should actually write this down. Because if you try to come back here, I'll ask you what the password is.
Remember that.
Is it chocolate milkshake? Or are we doing the
16475 chocolate milkshake 223.
164 chocolate milkshake 26? What?
I'm gonna
It was
start-
16475.
Chocolate milkshake 223.
Okay, I've got that written down anyway.
So what's the password?
16475 chocolate milkshake 223.
Yes.
Alright, hold on. Say it really slowly, alright?
1,
Wait.
6,
1, 6,
4,
4,
7,
7,
5.
5,
Chocolate
chocolate.
milkshake.
Any spaces?
No.
No, just all one word.
Alright, chocolate milkshake.
2, 2, 3.
2, 2, 3.
Incidentally, that's also my RuneScape account.
We should all go play RuneScape now.
Oh god, no.
Yes! It's the gateway drug of MMOs. That's how I got started playing WoW. Alright, now what, guys?
Of those Korean time sinks that followed.
What now?
Yeah.
We win.
I spent so much time.
Shall we salvage? Shall we turn the machine off and salvage everything?
Or we tried turning it off and back on again.
It's not an
Yeah.
IT support group.
Sport.
Hello, IT.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Well, are you sure it's plugged in?
Is it making the woo?
Sorry, I had.
Father!
Oh man, that's a good show. If you haven't watched the IT Crowd, just go right now. I think it's on Netflix.
Drivers installed. He's just. It's like the one guy just saying a lot of really shitty shit. and the guy just saying,
Jen, if this was a human, I would shoot it in the face. Anyway, we're getting
I really
way
need
off
to-
track.
I need to
Keep
watch.
getting off track.
I need to properly watch IT Crowd.
You have not properly watched IT Crowd. You have not properly lived.
I'll try to soon.
Good for you. Right now, what? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I
Now
think
let's go to the
turn it
car.
off. I was gonna say turn it off, salvage some Omega Tech, and
Is Omega Tech forever?
yeah,
Is Omega Tech
Till you
current
use it.
counter?
It's life.
until you use it. And
Omega
Yeah,
Tech
but surely.
is forever until you use it, unless it has an overcharge.
Some have salvage.
Yeah, valid. Sorry, not
So
overcharge.
I'm guessing this map has overcharge.
Sorry, salvage. You mean?
Some salvage here.
Maybe. I don't know.
The salvage.
I don't know.
Oh,
It's gonna
shut up.
randomly generate it, isn't it? Probably.
It's gonna be randomly generated what you get.
No, but I was guessing because if it's already been used once to look at a location, then if you look at another location, then surely.
Well,
No,
what
it's more of like
what you get out of this is going to be random from the list, so you might get something with salvage value, you might not. You basically what's going to happen is if you do this, you're going to disassemble everything and then try to assemble it into something useful, which you may not which will be determined by a roll, so you may not you may or may not be able to assemble it into something useful at all.
So we're like
or we could
cheap
leave it.
Chinese manufacturers.
If you
There's
wanted to
nothing
be
cheap
racist,
about me at all.
yes.
So we could have this as our secret lair, or we disassemble
It's so
everything and
secret.
possibly get nothing.
Actually, I like the idea of having a secret base where we can just basically come back to our secret base and go, yeah,
It also has missiles.
bang.
Yeah,
It
we
has
have
missiles.
it already.
Yeah, we'll keep it. We can keep it as a secret base then.
All right.
It's a good place to.
For de la
Hide it.
chocolate milkshake.
Yeah.
We don't tell people it's called that though. We don't tell people about it. Period.
Or chocolate milkshake.
Unless we start building an army at some point in the future.
Then we make the password more complicated.
Yeah.
And then we just don't tell them
We
what
just
the
add more numbers.
we don't tell them what the password is. But we let people in and out. Like,
We have a camera.
I'm assuming
check.
did the door shut behind us on the way in, or is it
Yes.
just open?
No,
And you're gonna have to
Oh,
activate
shit.
the code on the way out.
Is there
Okay.
like a security camera system?
Nope.
So for all we know, someone's sneaking up behind us.
Yep.
I turn around.
There's an acid pit all over your face. Nah. You're in acid. Nah, I'm kidding. Just because you're paranoid about acid for some
Does
reason.
19 work?
No, there's nobody there.
I was actually getting paranoid then. That delay in you let me know.
I look behind.
You see?
Well, here's the thing: is right. This place hasn't been opened in like years because everything's all dusty and. So even though it's an all completely automated system, so I doubt there's actually anybody in here.
No. I was saying if someone saw us come in here.
If someone saw us come in here, then they'll have a job getting in as well now.
Because then, now. But if they manage to do the password before we reset it.
Yeah, but now they wouldn't be able to get back out, so they'll just.
Screw it. We walk out. Hello.
Surprise!
Surprise.
We've changed the password, so you got to keep us alive to let us out. Anyway,
you got to keep us alive, or we won't tell you.
Now,
we're gonna starve in here.
I do want to mention that the mountain range doesn't completely enclose this area. It encloses it right up to the acid river, and then the acid river is a part of your quote unquote wall.
Okay. Well, it eats metal anyway, doesn't it? It'll eat through metal anyway.
Apparently, though, the town of Purity seems to have gotten around that somehow.
True.
They're all ghosts.
Oh, that's alright. It's alright. It's our secret base anyway. We'll.
Now, what do you guys do then?
Could we actually,
We live here for the
as
rest of our days.
as a subroutine, could we add in if anything's detected on the lake, like the river of acid,
Mm-hmm.
that it will attack that? So
Sure,
nobody can
sure,
get in? That could. So if people do come through on boats, then
sure.
we've got.
Well, we know
got
that-
a little
So
body hole.
you change that as a subroutine?
I'll ask the other two if they agree with that though, before we say yes or no.
Don't change the
You roll a
subroutine
check.
to make that, but just add another subroutine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Add another subroutine.
A subroutine that says fire missiles on anything that's moving on, or anything that's on the lake.
On the unexposed side. So like.
Oh, just the exposed side?
Just the exposed side, like so.
That's actually
If people get within a certain distance,
it's
then-
actually out of its
or is that
firing
already-
radius. Like it
Oh,
has
is
like a
it?
minimum firing radius, and that's outside of it, or like inside of it, basically. Or no, yeah, that's outside of it.
Oh,
Because like it shoots the missiles out, so the missile would have to like come up
Alright, that's
and
fine.
then like go straight back down, and you'd be like shooting an arrow at like a almost 180 degrees straight up, basically. If we were using a bow and
Alright,
arrow as an analogy,
okay, no, that's
wouldn't really work.
okay.
I mean, you could set it to shoot anything that's on the river.
What if we go on the river?
Yeah, that's something did think. That's
You
why I
could
wanted
say,
to.
shoot at anything on the river unless it has X.
What's X?
What's X? A chocolate milkshake?
Parry with them.
You can't be that specific.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying, it's like, unless that unless
Can it-
that are three people.
Will does magical MacGuffin?
Yeah.
Does that give off its own special like signal when it's scanned?
Yeah, but not. Wait, what do you mean? Scanned by what?
Well, like when it's like, because obviously it detects Omega Tech and that this satellite.
It doesn't check like particular Omega Tech. It's like for example, the E Research Lab gives off enough like energy from the Omega Tech
Oh, okay.
that it targets it. Your magical MacGuffin doesn't give enough signal on its own to be targeted,
Okay.
but it
So
contributes.
is it
to
not even?
It's like not even registered. It might have been picked up when you were in the expedition because it was a part of all the other Omega techs that were there.
I know. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how this was working. Because we could have used. Because if that's how it worked, we could have used it as a key. But
yeah,
essentially as a key. But nah.
Is there any way we could boost that projection?
maybe, but you don't have the tools here to do it.
Okay.
Well, I think we should just leave it.
Well, I mean, we could always come back at a later point and see if we can do
I
something
mean,
like
we turned it off anyway, didn't we?
Yeah.
Turned it off, and we've got a new Jeep or something. Is it a Jeep?
It's like
We've
one of
got a
those. It's
Jeep
like a what do you call it? Like a Cadillac. That's a car, right?
Oh.
The
Right?
thing I'm worried about, though,
I thought that was a
Yeah,
pair of
sorry.
pants for some
Strange to
reason.
be in a.
the thing I'm worried about is that there was a purpose for that being on to sort of control any sort of wars or stuff, or just random people coming around and being bad.
What if they just forgot to turn it off?
Yeah, I know, but the system's automated, so surely, like,
It seems to me like it's an automated outpost, as in like it was probably something like Fort Hope using it, or even if you think about it, the research lab using it.
Get it
So
fired
they
up.
can't get
why would it fire
Yes.
at the research lab?
because if you think about it, if it's constantly firing at we don't know, but if it's constantly firing at the research base but it's still doing it after all these years, then there's some kind of defense at the research base against this. So if they built it to stop people trying to break into the research base, like armies and that, that's how I would assume it would work anyway.
I guess
Because it's a remote post.
Considering there were more than 100 of those people rushing to loot the expedition,
Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't have picked up all of them as well.
Maybe they didn't have
Fire
Omega
at
tech on
them.
them.
I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But surely after they
We have to
picked
think,
up,
or you have to think how, because obviously, if it is purely an Omega Tech thing, then how do we know them being in close proximity to us isn't what contributed to the trigger?
There's an interesting thought.
If they were just coming to loot us, they didn't realize how much Omega Tech we had. Our Omega Tech and their Omega Tech kind of merged together, and it just picked up the signal, attacked us, and they just kind of rolled with it.
That's an interesting thought. I hadn't thought about that, or had I?
yeah, I guess.
I can't imagine that they'd,
I like you.
or unless.
I like you, Craig.
Um,
You're clever. You think of things that
Well-
people don't normally think of, because I don't think Perry or Bluecat would have thought
I
about
wouldn't
that.
have thought of that.
It's
No.
either
Eric, stop being
it's either
clever.
that or the bandits were the one that programmed it so that it would ambush, like put that subroutine in to ambush.
Thing is that I don't think the bandits would be
Caravans.
smart enough to be able to sort of.
And
this.
it did, if you remember, it did attack the bandit camp several times before not attacking it
True.
anymore.
True, it did. Of course, it did. Yeah.
And there's
so,
no
yeah,
there's
I'm
no
assuming-
subroutine that says it's not going to attack that particular place.
True. Yeah, you are right. But yeah, I think yes. So they wouldn't have. They might have kind of vaguely known that. That this thing might attack them, but I don't think that it would have.
Detoured them.
They wouldn't have fired it themselves, then. So yeah, I don't know. I'm getting. cross.
What place has it not attacked?
No, I'm saying like when I'm
Purity.
just saying like because we're getting.
So it's Purity.
Purity is the only place
Purity.
that hasn't attacked.
Purity owns this.
So it's Purities. Yeah, I
They
assume
they
it
can
would
go
be
on
Purities.
acid. They own this. If they can go on acid, they're clearly smart enough to make a place like this.
True. Should we bomb Purity? No, don't bomb Purity. Don't bomb
I'm
Purity.
not saying we should bomb Purity. No, I'm saying we should probably go to Purity, find out
Okay, yeah,
information that we
yeah.
can find out.
Yeah,
Then
that's sure. Yeah, I
Once we found
agree.
that information. We obviously don't want to ask specifically, but we want to ask questions that might give us hints, because
Yeah.
we don't want them to know that we know about this, but we want to ask questions that could
Or we could, yeah,
hints to
yeah.
what
Because I mean,
space.
yeah, we could like ask him about the whole. We were in a caravan.
Yeah, we could say we got bombed earlier and
We
see
were in a
what reactions
caravan
they
and we
give.
got bombed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I recommend we
Something
head
like
to
that.
Purity now, find out what information we can,
Yeah.
and go from there.
I think, yeah, and I think we should take the Cadillac there. Do you think?
No,
I think we should leave the Cadillac.
because
Come back for it later.
if they know that that was there, then we shouldn't take it.
Okay.
But obviously, it has been centuries since it has been used, so the information about this place might have died down. So obviously, it might be
Yeah,
hard
they might-
to find out.
They might know what it does and all that. There might be. So,
The
like when we were
information-
checking subroutines, there was no specific avoid purity subroutines.
No,
were
it
there?
just purity did not meet the requirements to be fired upon.
Okay.
or they have some sort of jammer to stop
Yeah.
place detect.
Well, I think it might have been that if you think about it, it might have been that Purity had the jammer, and they sent it over to Fort Hope.
Possibly. But I recommend we head
Fort
to
Hope is jammed
I
we know
guess.
from the map. But yeah, I think you're right. We should head to Purity. I think we should drive up
Yeah.
to Purity. And...
Okay, we head to Purity. If we don't find anything of decent information there, then we head to Hope after.
Yeah, because we want to get a good lay of the land before we actually start looting that. What's it?
Exactly.
And while we were talking and just kind of sitting around, I have Omega Tech to give out. Because I keep remembering, and then like the story moves on. So what have I got?
Show must go on.
The show must go on. So I got the music box. Who wants the music box?
Me.
Who? What? Do you want it blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was yours anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, you can have the music box back. So I'll give you the music box. There's hand rocket. If anyone wants hand rocket.
I'll take that.
Okay.
What does that do? Like,
What does it do?
I don't know. I've just literally just got. A
You
list
can look
here,
at your
so I'm just-
sheet if you want to know what it does.
Oh yeah, I've got it right here. Weapon, one-handed range, consumable, fire, area burst, one within 20. Each creature in the burst. Level +6 versus reflex, and on a hit, 4d8 plus intelligence modifier plus twice your level fire damage, and the target is pushed 2 squares from the burst origin square.
That's pretty good.
If you wanna PM me that.
Well, you
on
have
Skype or something.
you have the PDF that'll tell you what it is. Just write down hand rocket, and then when you ever want to look at it, just look it up
It's
on
an
the sheet.
It's Ishtar Omega Tech, so it's right next to the music box actually. Funnily enough,
You do have the
It's,
PDF, right,
page
Perry?
9.
The rule book.
No, the PDF with all that I sent everyone that had all the cards on it.
I got the card one.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's on there.
That
on-
Carapace one.
Yeah, that's the one that the Carapace is on. It's on there.
Okay.
Should be anyway.
You should probably write down your mutations, because if we at the end of the week, make sure you write down what mutations you have, because I won't remember next week.
I don't think I. Did you give me mine?
Yeah, you got crap. I remember what it was, but I don't remember what it was. If that makes sense. You got venomous spurs.
Oh yeah, of course I did. Of course
It's
I
a
did.
platypus thing.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
the platypus.
So you guys have your plan to go and talk to Purity?
I've still got more
Oh,
stuff to hand out. So, Perry, you taking the hand rocket, yeah?
Yep.
I'm keeping the Mark 1 armor for myself because I've already got it equipped. I've got
What's-
Flash Neuro.
What's the Mark 1 salvage value?
It's
2, I
hang on.
think, right?
Find it a second. Yeah, it's a level. Yeah,
So
salvage
if you
2.
use its ability, you can actually salvage it now
Yeah.
because you're level 2.
Yeah, it gives +8 armor bonus to AC. I do have Serra Metal armor as well, which has a 2 salvage as well.
Yeah,
And
so
but that only gives +7. So if anybody wants that,
What was
they
it,
can
sorry?
have that. Serra Metal armor. It's got it's a salvage heavy armor +7 bonus to AC +1 bonus to fortitude. It's and if you trigger it, if you get knocked prone, you aren't knocked prone basically, and then you can salvage it for the +7. Either of you, I'm not bothered who has that one.
So, an attack knocks you prone and subjects you to forced movement.
Yeah.
You are knocked prone or subjected to forced movement from the trigger and attack. In addition, gain resist 5 to all damage against trigger and attack. Second level character can salvage the ceremonial armor. It becomes heavy armor, +7 armor bonus to AC, +1 bonus to fortitude. I mean, I already have heavy armor, which is +7 to AC.
But it doesn't give you that +1 bonus to fortitude when you salvage it. What about you, Bluecat? What armor do you have?
I believe I have the heavy as well.
Yeah, well, I mean
I'll gladly.
technically it's better than whatever
it's-
else you have.
Whatever. Yeah. As I say, I got armor equipped, so whoever wants it,
I'll gladly take it.
All right, start that on your character sheet now.
Then I've got Flash, Neurojack, and
That one's
don't know
fun.
if that's actually-
You gain extra standard action.
Oh.
And a +1 bonus to speed until the end of the
something
encounter.
written. I've got something written, but I think that might actually be an alpha mutation that I didn't cross off.
What's it called?
Extra aim.
Yeah, that's an alpha mutation.
Is that an alpha
Yeah, it's
mutation?
an alpha
Alright, so
mutation.
I've got Flash Neurojack as well, which
That's an Omega Tech, which is a really
And it's
fun
just
Omega Tech.
you gain a +1 bonus to speed until the end of the encounter.
It's basically an action point in a jar.
Oh, Seth, I found out what that cog thing was about.
What was it about?
It was the cognition anchor Omega Tech.
Why do you have that?
I don't know.
Because you could get one at character creation, don't you?
Oh, okay, that works for me then. All right, cool. What does it do?
Don't need.
Basically, if an enemy deals psychic damage to you, then
Oh, I see it. You
yeah.
get to attack them back.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Right. Shall we go to Purity now then? They're on.
Bluecat
Everyone
parry.
all right with that?
Yep.
Should we do that in the next?
I believe so. This is getting on to be close to 2 hours, I think. So
Bloody.
we'll cap that one here. We haven't done any combat in the last 2 sessions, but we've got a lot of roleplay done. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you in the next one. All right.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye.